Hi guys, welcome to my study compass. In this video, I'll be walking you through the past paper, Math P2, Variant 1, October November 2018. Let's get started. Carlos starts work at 21:20 and finishes at 6:15 the next day. Calculate how long Carlos is at work. So first, we need to find out the time duration from 21:20 to midnight, which is 24 o'clock. And so when we do this, we get 2 hours 40 minutes. And from here, we can add that to 6:15. And that gives us a time duration of 8 hours 55 minutes. In the diagram, AB is equal to AC and BN is equal to NC. Complete the statement using a mathematical term. Triangle ABN is dashed to triangle ACN. Triangle ABN and triangle ACN are congruent because they have the same exact shape and equal lengths. What type of correlation does the scatter diagram show? So from the points plotted on the diagram, we can say that as the time is increasing, the value for the energy is decreasing, and so this correlation is negative. Work out 6.4 times 10 raised to the power 7 plus 9.6 times 10 raised to the power 6. Give your answer in standard form. When we type this expression into the calculator, we get 736,000,000. So from here, we can convert this into standard form by moving the decimal point at the end of the number to a position just after the first significant figure. And so this gives us 7.36. And because we moved the decimal point 7 times to the left, we have times 10 raised to the power 7. So our final answer here is 7.36 times 10 raised to the power 7. Expand and simplify. 3x minus 7 times 2x plus 9. 3x times 2x is 6x squared. 3x times 9 is 27x. Negative 7 times 2x is negative 14x. Negative 7 times 9 is negative 63. So we have 6x squared. 27x minus 14x gives us 13x minus 63. The bearing of A from B is 227 degrees. Find the bearing of B from A. We've indicated the bearing of A from B using the blue arrow, and the bearing of B from A has been indicated using the red arrow. These two angles here are interior angles, and so they add up to 180 degrees. When we subtract 227 degrees from 360 degrees, we get 133 degrees. And so when we subtract 133 degrees from 180 degrees, we get alpha is equal to 47 degrees. Y is inversely proportional to x cubed. When x is equal to 2, y is equal to 0.5. Find y in terms of x. So in mathematical terms, we write y is inversely proportional to x cubed. And so this means that y is equal to a constant which we are going to call k divided by x cubed. We can find the value of k by substituting the values of x and y given in the question. And so this gives us 0.5 is equal to k divided by 2 cubed. And so k will be equal to 0.5 times 2 cubed, which is equal to 4. And so for our final equation of y in terms of x, we have y is equal to 4 over x cubed. Safia has a barrel containing 6,000 milliliters of oil. Correct to the nearest 100 milliliters. She uses the oil to fill bottles which each hold exactly 50 ml. Calculate the upper bound for the number of bottles she can fill. So for the volume of the barrel given in the question, we have our 6000 ml plus and minus 100 ml divided by 2. To be able to find the upper bound for the number of bottles Safia can fill, we need to find the upper bound of the volume of the barrel. And so to do this, we ignore the minus and we are left with 6000 plus 100 divided by 2 milliliters, which gives us 6050 ml. Therefore, the upper bound for the number of bottles Safia can fill will be 6050 ml divided by 50 ml, and that gives us 121. Jan invests $800 at a rate of 3% per year simple interest. Calculate the value of her investment at the end of 4 years. So her total investment value will be equal to her principal, which is $800, plus 3% of the principal, which is $800, multiplied by 4. And when we type this into the calculator, we get $896. A water tank in the shape of a cuboid has length 1.5 meters and width 1 meter. The water in the tank is 60 centimeters deep. Calculate the number of liters of water in the tank. So since the water tank is in the shape of a cuboid, its volume will be equal to the length times width times depth. The length is 1.5 meters. The width is 1 meter and the depth is 60 centimeters. So to convert 60 centimeters to meters, we multiply by 10 raised to the power negative 2. So we get our volume as 0.9 meter cubed. We need to have our final answer in liters, and so to do that, we multiply 0.9 by 1000 liters, and so that gives us our final volume as 900 liters. These are the first 5 terms in a sequence. Find the next term. When we look at the sequence, there is a common difference of 3 between the terms. And so to find the next term, we have 20 plus 3 giving us 23. Find an expression for the nth term. For any sequence with a common difference, the formula for finding the nth term is a1 plus n minus 1 times d, where a1 is the first term of the sequence and d is the common difference. This gives us 8 plus n minus 1 times 3. When we expand the brackets, 3 times n is 3n and 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. 8 minus 3 gives us 5. And so the nth term expression for this sequence is 3n plus 5. Find the integer values of n that satisfy the inequality. For n is greater than and equal to 15 and less than 28. When we divide through the inequality by 4, we have n is greater than and equal to 15 over 4 and less than 28 over 4. 15 over 4 in decimal is 3.75. 28 over 4 is 7. And so we have n is greater than and equal to 3.75 and is less than 7. From here, we can say that the integer values for n are 4, 5, and 6. The diagram shows a triangle ABC and an arc with center C and radius 6.5 centimeters. Using a straight edge and compasses only, construct the locus of points inside the triangle that are equidistant from BA and BC. B is the common letter in BA and BC. This means that we are to construct an angle bisector for angle B. So first, opening your compass to any radius, let's construct a path for angle B. Standing at the first intersection point and opening your compass to a larger radius, construct your first arc. Then, using that same radius, stand at the second intersection and construct your second arc. Note the point of intersection between the two arcs. So now we draw a straight line starting from point B and passing through the intersection of the arcs. Shade the region inside the triangle that is more than 6.5 centimeters from C and nearer to BA than to BC. This is the region that is 6.5 centimeters from C. And if this region also needs to be nearer to BA than to BC, then this is what we are left with. Without using your calculator, work out 3/8 divided by 1/4. You must show all your working and give your answer as a fraction in its simplest form. In the first step, we convert the mixed fraction 1/4 into an improper fraction. And so 4 times 2 gives us 8 plus 1 gives us 9 divided by 4. So we have 3/8 divided by 9/4. In the next step, we maintain 3/8, replace the division symbol with the multiplication symbol, and bring in the reciprocal of 9/4, which is 4/9. And so when we simplify this, 3 goes into itself once and goes into 9 3 times. 4 goes into itself once and goes into 8 2 times. And so for the numerator, 1 times 1 gives us 1, and for the denominator, 2 times 3 gives us 6. And so our final answer is 1/6. Write as a single fraction in its simplest form. To find the LCM, all we need to do is multiply the denominators, and so that gives us 3 times x plus 2. 3 goes into the LCM and we are left with x plus 2, which multiplies the numerator, giving us x plus 2 times x minus 5. X plus 2 goes into the LCM and we are left with 3, which multiplies the numerator 6, giving us 18. When we expand the brackets, we have x squared minus 3x minus 10, then plus 18. Minus 10 plus 18 gives us 8. And so our final answer becomes x squared minus 3x plus 8 divided by 3 times x plus 2. The diagram shows an isosceles triangle ABC with AB equals AC. LCM and BCN are straight lines and LCM is parallel to AB. Angle ACL is equal to 56 degrees. Find the value of x and the value of y. These two angles here are alternate angles. Alternate angles are equal, and so angle BAC is also equal to 56 degrees. Base angles in an isosceles triangle are equal, and so if this side is x degrees, then it means that this side is also x degrees. So now we have 2x plus 56 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. This simplifies to give us the value of x as 62 degrees. These two angles are corresponding angles, and so that means that this angle is also equal to x degrees. Angles on a straight line add up to 180 degrees, and so x plus y is equal to 180. We've already found the value of x as 62 degrees, and so y is equal to 180 degrees minus 62 degrees. This gives us the final value of y as 118 degrees. T raised to the power x times t squared is equal to t raised to the power 10. Find the value of x. By the laws of indices, we have t raised to the power x plus 2 is equal to t raised to the power 10. Since the bases are equal, x plus 2 should be equal to 10, and this gives us x is equal to 10 minus 2, which is 8. Simplify 4/x all raised to the power negative 2. By the laws of indices, we have 4 raised to the power negative 2 divided by x raised to the power negative 2. 4 raised to the power negative 2 is the same as 1 over 16, and 1 over x raised to the power negative 2 is x squared. And so our final answer becomes x squared over 16. Simplify a raised to the power 3, b raised to the power 7 divided by a raised to the power 6, b raised to the power 2. And so by the laws of indices, we have a raised to the power 3 minus 6, b raised to the power 7 minus 2. 3 minus 6 is negative 3, 7 minus 2 is 5. And so we have a raised to the power negative 3, b raised to the power 5. A raised to the power negative 3 can also be written as 1 over a raised to the power 3. And so our final answer becomes b raised to the power 5 over a raised to the power 3. Solve the simultaneous equations. You must show all your working. 2x plus 3y equals negative 12, which we have labeled as equation 1. 5x plus 2y is equal to 14, which we have labeled as equation 2. We are going to try to get 6y in equation 1 and equation 2 so that we can eliminate the variable y. To get 6y in equation 1, we have to multiply by 2. So 2 times 2x is 4x, 2 times 3y is 6y, 2 times negative 12 is negative 24. To get 6y in equation 2, we have to multiply by 3. So 3 times 5x is 15x, 3 times 2y is 6y, and 3 times 14 is 42. So now that we have 6y in both equations, we have now labeled them as equations 3 and 4. So when we subtract, we have 15x minus 4x, 6y minus 6y, which gives us 0 and cancels out, equals 42 minus negative 24. 15 minus 4x is 11x. 42 minus negative 24 is 66. When we make x the subject, we have 66 divided by 11, which is 6. So now that we have the value of x, we can substitute this value in any of the equations to find the value of y. When we use equation 2, we have 5 times 6 plus 2y is equal to 14. This simplifies to give us y equals negative 8. Use the quadratic formula to solve the equation 3x squared plus 7x minus 11 equals 0. You must show all your working and give your answers correct to 2 decimal places. The quadratic formula is x is equal to negative b plus and minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. From the equation we have been given, we can say that a is equal to 3, b is equal to 7, c is equal to negative 11. And so when we substitute these into the quadratic formula, we have negative 7 plus and minus square root of 7 squared minus 4 times 3 times negative 11 divided by 2 times 3. When we simplify the expression under the square roots, we get 181. And so from here, we have the first value of x being equal to negative 7 plus square root of 181 divided by 6. This gives us 1.08 correct to 2 decimal places. For the second value of x, we have negative 7 minus square root of 181 divided by 6. This gives us negative 3.41 correct to 2 decimal places. M is equal to 8273. N is equal to 4 negative 1 negative 3 5. Find Mn. 8 times 4 plus 2 times negative 3 gives us 26. 8 times negative 1 plus 2 times 5 gives us 2. 7 times 4 plus 3 times negative 3 gives us 19. And 7 times negative 1 plus 3 times 5 gives us 8. And so Mn is equal to 26 to 19, 8. Find M inverse. M inverse is equal to 1 over the determinant of M times this matrix right here, which was derived from M. So to get this, we swap the numbers in the major diagonal of matrix M and negate the numbers in the minor diagonal of matrix M. The determinant of M is equal to 8 times 3 minus 2 times 7. And so this gives us 10. So now we have M inverse equals 1 over 10 times 3 negative 2 negative 7 8. When Heidi was born, her grandfather invested some money in an account that paid compound interest. The graph shows the exponential growth of this investment. Use the graph to find the original amount invested. The original amount of money invested will be the value of investment when the number of years is equal to 0. And from the graph, this value is $20. Use the graph to find the number of years it took for the original amount to double. If the original amount of money invested is $20, double of this amount will be $40. And so when we map $40 on our graph, we get 14 years. Use the graph to find the value of the investment after 54 years. When we map 54 years on the graph, we get $280. This account earned compound interest at a rate of R% per year. Use your answers to Part AI and Part AII to write down an equation in terms of R. You do not have to solve your equation. In this case, we need to apply the compound interest formula. Capital A represents the final amount at the end of the investment. Small a represents the initial amount invested. R is the rate and T is the total number of years the money was invested. And so if we are to use our answers to Part AI and AII, capital A will be equal to 2 times 20 and the initial amount, which is A, is 20 and T will be equal to 14. And so 2 times 20 is 40. So we have our final equation as 40 equals 20 times 1 plus R over 100 raised to the power 14. A group of 200 people were asked which city they would like to visit next. The table shows the results. A person from the group is chosen at random. Write down the probability that this person would like to visit either Paris or Tokyo next. The probability that this person would like to visit either Paris or Tokyo next can be written as this. The probability that the person would like to visit Paris is equal to 48 divided by 200, and the probability that this person would like to visit Tokyo is 46 over 200. When we type this expression into the calculator, we get 0.47. 2 people are chosen at random from the group of 200. Find the probability that one person would like to visit London next and the other person would like to visit New York next. Give your answer as a percentage. So the probability we are required to find can be expressed as this. The probability that the first person picked would like to visit London next is 50 over 200. The probability that the second person picked would like to visit New York is 56 over 199. The probability that the first person picked would like to visit New York is 56 over 200, and the probability that the second person picked would like to visit London is 50 over 199. When we type this expression into the calculator, we get 28 over 199. To convert this into percentage, all we need to do is multiply 28 over 199 by 100%, and this gives us 14.1%. f of x is equal to 7 plus 3x. G of x is equal to x raised to the power 4. H of x is equal to 3 raised to the power x. H of 3x is equal to k raised to the power x. Find the value of k. 3 raised to the power 3x is equal to k raised to the power x. So let's try to get both sides of the equation looking alike, and we can do that by rewriting 3 raised to the power 3x as 3 raised to the power 3 all raised to the power x. 3 raised to the power 3 is 27. So now that we have our equation such that the indices are equal, then k should be equal to 27. Find the value of x when f of x is equal to g of 2. F of x is 7 plus 3x. G of 2 is 2 raised to the power 4. And so when we make x the subject, we have 2 raised to the power 4 minus 7 divided by 3. And this gives us x is equal to 3. Find f inverse of x. So we know that f of x is equal to 7 plus 3x. In the next step, we replace f of x with x and replace x with y. And so that gives us x is equal to 7 plus 3y. When we make y the subject, we have x minus 7 divided by 3. And this is the same as f inverse of x. And so we have f inverse of x is equal to x minus 7 divided by 3. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video useful. See you in the next video. Bye guys.